Inside the House of the Brain, somewhere deep within, there holds a town meeting discussion of which projects to create. The imaginary figments are depicted here as such the conversation unfolds.
Alright guys, what's the video idea this week? What have you got? What are you thinking? Tell me what's on your mind.
I for one don't really know. I guess just have fun creating. Keep on going with the flow. Keep doing your thing. You know what to do, you know?
A bark, 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 bark.
Valid points, but create what? What's the objective? What's the mission? What's the story? What's the motive? What's the emotion? What's the what? Oh, hang on one second. Oh, hang on. Okay. Like, what am I supposed to say?
Just say something real, something from the feels.
But I'm just Robo Dude. And we're okay, yeah, I didn't ask.
So, other ideas? What are you guys thinking?
You know, the acrylic choir quartet did make a good point. You should try to be a little bit more vulnerable. You kind of trying to be a little bit silly, goofy.
Yeah, I agree with all of them.
Okay, fine. You guys win. Even though I'm technology, I'll try to think of something real. Something vulnerable. Who am I?
The idea of presenting videos as if they're like puzzle, like here's the puzzle pieces. You know, you buy a box of a puzzle, it obviously is scattered. Like the fun is making it.
Every video is just a little house of its own, you know, a little economy, a world within itself. It is an environment created from
Here, you know, the goal is to make weekly videos. I feel foolish and unreasonable. I think I was doubting myself even still slightly, but then I have like a slash because I just kept on adding to this script. Later on I wrote, but I know that I can do it. Condense the idea, film Friday, which is today. It's my day off work. Yeah, maybe too real. Maybe we're getting a little too real. But hey, I'm trying to put myself into these freaking...
Okay, that was too real. I think I still need a video idea.
Well, what do you feel like making?
Unsure yet. I just have a relentless desire to create something.
I mean, there is the music project that we're releasing.
Who?
Yeah, that's the one.
just ride with it, just vibe, yeah, just fly with it, just glide. Another day in the future, trying not to look backwards. I age with computers, we both blossomed and staggered.
Yeah, that's the one. That's track 7.
I mean, what do you mean? Who and what are you talking about?
It sounded like you knew pre-planned to set up my rebuttals.
Shut up.
You should open up and talk about that music project now.
I don't know how to do that.
Just open up. Open up.
I don't know how.
Talk about the music project.
Open up.
Open up? What do you mean?
Open up your chest. There just might be a video in there if you open up your...
You meant literally. Okay, I'll try. Here we go. Giving this a go. Okay, here we go.
I am very proud of this collection of songs. I didn't even really put much thought into the fact that I was going to release. I just decided that I really liked a recent painting that I made, and it could maybe be a mixtape cover. And then I was like, well, I have a lot of unreleased songs, And it's just so easy to just throw projects out there because DistroKid allows unlimited uploads. So it's just like, general sorts of life updates and everything like that. Currently just watching my family's dogs.
I think we're just about in business. Oh, hang on. I'm on the sidewalk, approaching the doors of the business. Now we're back in business. Oh, wait, yep, I think I'm all squared away. Just kidding, I'm rectangled. In a rectangle, basically all square, basically 4 sides of it. We got the walls all here. Let's put a ceiling on this thing.
So it's Friday of the January 12th variety, and about 6 p.m. now. Since basically all day I've just been working on this little video. You can kind of see it in the mirror, just perhaps. But I had been, drafting out some script, and I have write out script about all my music projects and how I'm addicted to creating and just putting stuff out there. Count the amount of songs I've made and released. So then I actually did that. It ended up being about 300 songs in the past 8 years, which averaged to about like 1 song a week. And it's funny that I still like downplay it. I kind of say that it's nothing just because I'm still insecure about the quality. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I've spent so long, I should be better at it then. But there's always more to improve. And I think the fact that I've changed styles so much, and sometimes when people ask me what style of music I make, I say like all of them because I never really define myself.
The situation is what it is. And then I'm like, okay, well, that's what it is. Like, oh, the poop on the floor. Okay, well, let's clean it. Then what's the next step after that is
continuing. I've had a lot of the characters from different eras for a little bit of a time, but the robot was just the past week. Looking through my writings of the week, I feel semi-bad that I broke my rule with smoking again 2 days after the last time I had been. So yeah, the goal of smoking weed. I was doing pretty good. I got like 5 or 6 days sober, and then it's like the middle ground of feeling the clarity, but then also desiring. And I'm kind of glad that it's the only goal that I've really broken so far. And the main objective was just to be better than I was being, because I was kind of at the point where it was just a daily thing and I couldn't not do it. And I was sometimes where like I would get off work, the drive home would be 30 minutes, so the first 10 minutes I would just be like rolling up, and sometimes rather dangerously in the car as I'm like at a stoplight, like being real slow with it, because I'm always cautious first and foremost. But I think it's always the back and forth battle in my head about the two sides of it, because I still remember even back when I started in high school, it was an entirely different world, and it was viewed a different way. It would have to be like the thing that you would do in secret. So I think the guilt always holds true, just because I know it is a drug, obviously, and I don't ever undersell it. Or some of that still like resides within, because I don't ever want to be reliant on anything. I'm always introspective regardless of whether or not I'm high. I think sometimes it's just altered. For some reason, I think I have more fun with, the concepts of... I went a full year working at the job where I didn't ever go to work while high. I wouldn't smoke that day. I would wait until afterwards. But eventually, after the year, I would start to let myself, like, once a week. It was like 0% of the time, and it started becoming 1% of the time, then 2, 3. And it just incrementally increased the amount of percentage of times to the point of like 8%, until I realized that I had to start making a change, because I saw the pattern and I didn't want to get to the point where I was then just constantly being at work high, because I also knew that I valued myself, the clarity of when I'm sober. Even if it was like, oh, I smoked the night before, there's a different clarity of the sobriety when you haven't that day. Obviously, it doesn't have to go without saying, but it's weird when it started feeling so normal and so natural. To me, it was always like a heavy thing. I was always a lightweight. It would be something that I would have to be like to do in the comfort of my home and know like the variables of it. Things, but I talk through it to give the justification of like where my thought space was going into this year, to be like, I don't want to do that. If I do smoke, it doesn't have to be quitting the thing, because it brings me a lot of joy, and I like using it as a reward system. When I've done my tasks, I've done my things, and I've put in work, again, when sober, then the reward system of being like, you can relax, you can try to chill, do your thing, toke up a little, a little bit of a spark of a little, it's smoke it, it's put some parchment, roll up, the tacky backy wacky with the perpy skirpy from up north, it felt nice at times on occasion to skirpy lurpy slurpy, and maybe now it's becoming more obvious that I'm a little under the influence right now. It's probably been like 3 or 4 hours since I smoked earlier today, because it's my off day. I just wanted to work on things. It's weird feeling like half guilty, but I said that I would confess, so that's, what I'm doing is just talking throughout the things and continuously hoping to just, just be better with it and don't be reliant on it, be responsible. And I think that's what it's all about, is just recognizing the slippery slope of marijuana, and then just trying to be better than it, a little bit of it, so the goal was to mainly be sparing and responsibility. Okay, so I'm just trying to read through, because even if I'm high, I'm still creating. I just don't want to be wasting my potential. I always have had in the back of my mind, oh, if the weed holds me back, or if it improves my state of being, it makes me think differently, and I so often just jump back and forth between, the two realities of it. It's filters of a lens, of a camera lens, and because it's just being open about myself in general. And I got to make sure I show equal dogs attention, so I got a pet Saber down here too, I appreciate you both, okay? All of you, even the one downstairs who freaking yaps a little bit. Oh, he doesn't even realize it's a cat's toy. It's not even meant for his freak. It's actually meant for a different species entirely. It's like not even in the same realm of it. Maybe new record. I think he's had it 5 minutes. And it is dismantled entirely. No trace left of him. Okay, well. Roscoe couldn't do that in like 2 years. That's such an old toy. Like, one may just be wondering what happened to the other cushion of this couch. It seems like just a normal couch.
Well, one answer, and that's this little dude here. Yeah, he's a bit of a wild one. Oh, don't. Okay, please don't take my phone. Oh, it's because, I have other classic type, cliche goals, I'm always in work, but I would like to work out more. I would like to work out more, I was always like once a month maybe. And I'd like to stretch more, past year I was probably like stretching weekly. It should just be daily, just like a 10-20 minute thing. And I've avoided breaking any other goals so far, that is if I stick to the other three, which, truthfully I have been. And then I guess it depends if I put this video out on Monday or not, which hopefully things are seeming. I'd like to also land a laser flip, it's like a trick. Oh, actually the acrylic choir quartet were made with the laser cutter, which is it cuts acrylic. So it ties into laser flip. It's a skate trick. It's like I can do a heel flip, but it's like a heel flip with like a 360 shove it front side. I don't hold off on being technical with I had that one skateboard video last year that I had a lot of fun with, and I still skate here and there. I'd like to kind of improve, but also the thing with skating is that I'm okay with not improving too much because it's fun keeping it super chill. Oh yeah, and I finished a graphic novel, and to just talk about it, I thought I'd freestyle over a beat and just kind of just do a little chat about what the book's about. So basically, it's a sci-fi, and it was kind of alright. So to get into it, starts with the night sky of a creator, and he was like, why, I should really make 100 planets. I don't really know what I'm doing, didn't plan it, and everything was gigantic, and then it turns into another perspective of a different robot. So basically, it's from this perspective of a dude who made a lot. He made these other planets, this, all that, and then it made the planet of this whole shit. In fact, okay, so basically then it exploded, okay, and there was life form on a planet, so then carrying on, and then there was a very song about some very on, and then yawn. There's all this freaking about a ruler, and basically he was too sure about being a rude sir. He didn't even really fuck with the people, he was just kinda all mean and shit, and people didn't like him. Speaking of it, he was some other people saying why are you acting like that? And then, okay, so right back, okay, into the story, basically he was being rude, so the peasants had to make up a whole language, so then he didn't understand it, but then he caught on, and then he threw some dude in prison, and he was like, oh shit man, why are you being such a dick to him? Okay, so carrying on, then the original creator eventually sees what's going on, and he's like, yo, that's not really cool, I should do something right now, not later, not noon, not high noon, but okay, so basically he dressed himself up as one of the people of the planet, so people wouldn't freaking even see what he was. I'm not even rhyming, I'm just kind of talking about the book now, okay? It's in alignment, okay? So I'm trying to find where I'm at, okay? So basically then he broke the other dude out of prison because he was in the earth form. Well, it's not earth, but you get what the fuck I'm saying. Alright, so basically, then he fed the ruler, who was a real mean person. He fed him some lead, or no, it was some poison basically, then blew up the palace. I almost want to try to do that again, but I guess I'll just keep the first take of it. I mean, it was pretty enjoyable. It was a fun read. I don't know how to actually explain the plot, but it was thorough. But then the second half of it switched into an entirely different story. I'll try to find a different beat for that other story. So I didn't quite finish my thoughts, so I had to find another real song. And now I'ma try to write a song about this book right here, cause it was kind of fun as it would appear as I'm steering on. Okay, so now into the second chapter, into the second really part of it. I'm not trying to after the first one, is that just what it is? If it's after the first one, then fact and no kidding. Okay, so basically this one was all black and white, and I was like, alright, I like the color, but I like what you're trying to do. You're switching up the mood, switching up the hues. Actually, it's no hues, no saturation. Now, I'm kinda just exaggerating, kinda talking too much about not a fact, and that's okay. So basically, this one was in the same realm of something that's, sci-fi, of course, it's in the book. But, okay, so just look. Okay, I'm getting at something, and it probably won't be good, but okay. So this guy, he really suffers from something where he thinks everybody's a robot, even just me, if I was on that planet, that is. Okay, so then I'm not planning this shit. Okay, so basically,
then, you know, there's this whole thing. He like goes to a doctor. He's like, look, okay, here's what I'm offering. My money in exchange for you to find out what the problem is. I said, I don't even know what's going on with this. Okay, so basically, then he sees this robot on the desk and he's like, oh my goodness, is this all in my head? I don't know. Maybe I'm just depressed. Okay, so basically, then he's like, oh shoot. And then he meets an evil scientist and he's like, dude, basically, no, you're valid to be wonky because, like, is that the end of the beat again? There's still a lot to talk about. So I'm not gonna find another beat. I'll just, you know, carry on. The other scientist dude, he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm doing this math and like it's not, the numbers aren't adding up. Like, you're valid to be like, you know, weary because like things are going on in the universe, like the creator, and kind of ties it back into the world of like, oh, the creator of the, you know, the beginning of it, and then yeah, it's just the whole thing, and then it's like, oh, a dream within a dream, like the classic thing of like, oh, the reality of it all. So okay, hopefully that explains it. You don't have to read it now because
I'll film that later. Basically that first month, so then I can start a different, which I've been reading a longer one. Don't beat myself up about it. I'm doing my best and threw myself in the oven, baked myself at 350, got freaking crispy toasted, you know, routing the edges, you know, a little char, a little drizzle of, you know, just some crusted edges because I just wanted to get baked as a freaking souffle. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm still going to try to be sober, but yeah, you know, other goals too, like some classic ones. Okay. Like to date again. I kind of held myself off from romance past like maybe half a year or something like that. Over the summer, had a little that I've just been more focused on, you know, creative projects, self-fulfillment, self-improvement, friendships, and really platonicness. And that's felt just so comfortable. For the most part, it's been hard to just lean into any romantic feeling. I hold myself off from love until it feels like it's a thing that is naturally, all these general things, just trying to be my bestest of what I can try to muster up, but knowing that I'm going to keep failing over and over, but self-improvement, I'm going to lose things, but then I'm going to find them. I'm going to enjoy each moment. It's like, you got to appreciate the fight. I'm trying to read it here. Maybe tell truth, the last straw, delete all profiles permanently. I don't know if I feel like it was just an interesting, like, kind of getting weirdly set up with like, they were like, oh yeah, meet at this place. So then I would, and then it was like, they didn't show up. So it was kind of just embarrassing. It was the first time that kind of happened. You know, we had this painting that's recent also, just finished it like early this year, basically. I can include the progress pictures of that. And then this week I did some pretty neat things with it, actually. I converted it to digital. I thought it'd be fun to make it 24 layers of color. I realized I wanted to do 24 when I did about 20. And then I was like, oh, I guess I could just make it my age, you know? Oh, yo, what's up, Lil Roscoe? How's it popping? Probably wants to freaking play in that, like, yeah, I was gonna say. He went scattered, did his own thing, thankfully, skedaddled out of here. Didn't want him to, and one of the main reasons that I wanted to make this little set for this scene was so that my cat didn't try to actually mess with it. So you can see these shoelaces. I was very nervous because this is one of Roscoe's favorite things on planet freaking dang Jupiter. If he could travel thus far, he would still be shoelaces if somebody brought the shoelaces to the planet of Jupiter. So I was very glad that he chose to maintain his lower level tunnel system rather than disrupting me at my table level wacky construction site. Such a thing. Thankfully, you know, so it's nice when you know, my pets support my ambitions, no matter how wacky they are. Here's just a random thing. I saw last year I made almost $20,000, which obviously isn't a lot, but it was cool that it was 1999. The year I was born, and also it's like not quite. That's the year I was born, so ain't that something? Every job has its waves, you know, its pros and cons, you know. I'm appreciative of so much also, you know. I think it's my favorites that I've had in the past. It's a cool thing. Again, to be able to make like this little robot dude, like, I love stuff like that. And even these little dogs, like, this was a 3D pen. I can find a way to get a video out there regardless. And that's the thing with the weekly thing, is to limit myself to, like, it's okay to not be so analytical about myself and self-critical and subliminal, and everything is liminal. Myself shows through the videos regardless. Even the random, chaotic, scattered nonsense of my videos, it's always been clear that I'm just having fun and being true to myself. And like, again, it's all ego-filled, but it's not necessarily in my brain, because it's like, oh, I'm just doing things. This is fun to me, and it's always try to make myself feel like my existence is worth something. And again, it's not even about the present moments of it being like, oh, I guess just stapling my, you know, my moments into this book of internet history for just my own validation. And it's so lame continue to talk through my challenges and accomplishments in future, you know. Waves, baby, we're surfing. It's surfing, you know, it's surfing season. It's always surfing season somewhere. And you can make your own surfing season. That's if you work the reasons into the surfing seasons, you know. It's all about, are you sure? The speaking of for certain speaking my words and seeing that it's all just the surfing season. So that's not even for the surface speaking, and for certain and I think now that's about enough of that. So thank you for watching this. I guess now I'm concluding it. I feel like I have so much footage. I can edit something from this. Any last words, choir quartet?
Yeah, music always been my way to connect all the mess in my head, and I keep on stepping, keep on pressing forward, no stressing. What it is, what it's never been, and this is what it is to the infinite of it.
I'm beginning to see the value of you guys' role in the development of this video and the plot lines and structure of, you know, connecting them back to such a, you know, thank you. And okay, now vulnerability, realness, realness,
I don't really have names for all of them. There's the one that just kind of barked.
And still filming this video. Oh, I should get my microphone. So basically, oh, it's like a base, like the base layer was actually this. This is how I opened it. So basically, I'll show my little editing zone. Usually I just kind of curl up like this. It's comfy.
So yeah, I still have trust in myself that I can.
Okay, a test of am I blurry? Angles, okay, that one was real blurry. This is test 2, might still be blurry. Only one way to find out. Set the camera up and then check the focus. I can't see the screen of it. One day, 1 week at a time, so yeah. Keep strong, 1 week and we gone, and I'ma keep strong and I'm all gone, and I'm evolving like a polygon, and I'm hardly gone, but I'm lifted off the chronic sign, and I'm sorry that I broke the goal, but that was just like what I told it. So I guess I kind of told it, so I know that I know it. Oh, but this is what it do in the do-si-do, and it's just day after day, and I hope to go every day with a smile on my face, and all the ups and downs I'ma try to embrace, all the waves of it, and the ship on the sail. This is what it is, I'ma keep on prevailing, I'ma keep seeking shelter from the hail. We're just a choir quartet, and we gon' send it on the metal little ozo, and that's about a little bit ozo, and that is just the end of the video. And that is just the end of the video. And that's now we're gonna give him some more. I worked myself up. I had a teacher freaking in like 11th or 12th grade. She was like, Dylan, I get tired when I hear you speak. And I thought that was the funniest thing ever. I told it to somebody recently and they were like, oh, did you take offense? And I was like, no, I thought it was funny. I just thought that. But like they were like concerned. They were like, oh, and I was like, maybe it's always been like that. People kind of subtly roasting me, but I have fun with it. Like they don't know the dynamics. Like I didn't really have a solid outro for this video or like a conclusion to tie it all together. But you know, I think this is about does it. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next week. I had a different note about it. Said now get ready to take to the galaxy on the last line of the robo dude, because I built 9 out of 10 steps of him while at work, and then there was like the one step. I was like, I'll just do that later because I wanted. It's a pretty fulfilling day, and I'm already thinking that for the week after,
maybe include some of it. I chippity chop around. I'm trying to just accumulate things. I don't want to overwhelm, but sometimes I'm like, I could maybe even do 2 a week, because I had been putting the focus. If some of them are shorter, it can be various lengths.
It shouldn't all be like so long like this one for different things.
Figured out, oh, what a conclusion. Well, there you go. There you have it right there. Roscoe said it, He finally, this is the first time I've actually seen him in the box of it. So hopefully he doesn't mess with Little Robo Dude too much. The album, mixtape, whatever the heck you want to call it, collection of songs, it's supposed to drop at midnight tonight.